views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Wow, everyone. It is so great to be joining everybody here. Welcome. I want to welcome you. Welcome to the show. It's amazing. I'm going to tell everybody that yesterday, for many of us, if you're plugged into the Super Bowl, and I don't know if, Benny can get any of this, but that rendition by Lady Gaga to open up those ceremonies was the most amazing version of the Star Spangled Banner I've ever heard. I mean, OMG, it was just off the charts. And that is the energy that we have been talking about for this year, the energy of expansiveness and acceleration. And, my colleague and friend, Francine Vale, is joining me here today because she is part of the movement. And the movement that I'm talking about is a movement where we step in fully to our divine nature. Francine is amazing, but beyond being super amazing, she is an angel healer. She is a metaphysical teacher, somebody that has not just, studied personal spiritual growth, but lives in the world of higher consciousness, helping all of us work through angels, work through light beings, so we can show up on this earth to do amazing things. She began her journey, as you've heard before, and she wrote what was to become part one, Song of the Heart, Walking the Path of Life. But today, I get to work with her as she steps forth. She is a speaker. She is an author. She teaches classes. She does individual sessions with people. And many of you have known her on the show by calling in and experiencing what she does here. That is amazing, amazing healing. So today we're talking about Angel Light Prism, using color to balance distortion, with my guest co-host here today, Francine Vale. So today's show is about all of that and much more. Francine, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Oh, thank you, Pat, and thank you for all those beautiful, kind words. I have to live up to it now, but I'm so happy to be here. And yes, we are in a time of great expansiveness, and it's going to get us whether we're ready for it or not. So we are all now being called on to prepare ourselves. And however prepared we think we are, we still have more preparation to go. And I experienced that in my own life. That there's so much healing that we have waiting for us if we just open ourselves up to it. And once we have a healing psychologically, physically, emotionally, we make such big leaps and bounds into our own future. It's just a wonderful time, really, with all the chaos. It's the chaos still providing us with these opportunities. So thank you for having me on today again, Pat. I'm just thrilled to be here.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about, Angel Light Prism. Let's talk about Prism and the idea of color and what this means. Because, here we are in the level of expansiveness and growth. And yet, at the same time, we're not quite sure of the power that we have or how to really look at light and how light reflects things. Tell us about what the angel light prism is and how color can help us.
Well, it's a very big topic.
Yeah.
So, and not only is it a big topic, but it moves into other areas. So we're going to be talking about a few connected things to that as well. So how does color affect us, and what is an angel light prism? The prism is how we see things. We see things through the prism of our own mind. Now, when you move into the angel energy, you are now seeing things through a higher prism, and light is refracted differently for you. And so the colors come through differently for you. And, you know, when you are in the higher realms, which is where I go to accomplish healing, permanent healing for people, and healing that they just couldn't access any other way, we are moving into a higher realm that is fifth dimension, or sometimes even higher, and color looks very different in these higher dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
You are in the prism. You are in the prism when you are in the higher dimension. So that means that you are the color. You become the color. You're not looking at it. You are it. Now, I want to tell you that what I'm saying right now, it's in my body. Spirit speaks to us through our bodies, and any way they can. For me and to a lot of people, it's through our bodies. You should know, everyone, all my dear sisters and brothers who are listening, the angels are speaking through me now. Mm-hmm. What I say, every word, I have no idea before I'm saying it how I'm going to explain this, but I feel the presence of angels. Mm-hmm. So when you are uplifted into the higher dimensions for healing, you are in the prism. How does that sound? Does that sound amazing? Now, it's not your physical body that's in the prism. It is your etheric body, your spirit body that is in the prism. And there you are absorbing a color on the highest dimension, which then permeates your etheric body, wherever the disease is and everywhere else, wherever it may be, even if it's psychological or emotional. The color heals all that is ailing you, because you are not just looking at it, you are in it. So you become that. And once your etheric body becomes that color, which is usually golden light, which is the highest color, sometimes it's pink or violet. I'm working a lot right now with violet light. That infuses the cells of your body. When your etheric body and spirit body return to your physical body, it is so infused with that higher color healing that it goes into every cell of your physical body. So every cell of your body, scientific level, your cells are receiving that higher color, and you feel it. You feel it. And what I'm doing now, which is really, really amazing to me, I never know. I tell you, I never know when I wake up in the morning how things are going to be different. And it's you, my dear sisters and brothers, all listeners out there, and we are all sisters and brothers on this planet, whether we recognize it or not, whatever color our skin, whatever religious persuasion we follow or don't follow, we are all sisters and brothers here on this planet. And it is you, when you get in touch with me with an illness, an ailment, or whatever issue it is that you're struggling with, I receive divine intervention for you. And I never know what it's going to be when I wake up in the morning, who's going to call, who's going to write, who's going to ask me something. But when I'm confronted with that person, that's when a new way comes in. And so what I've been confronted with lately is not just illness and diseases. I'm working a lot now with autoimmune disease, But the chaos that's out there in the world has come to our doorstep. And so we are dealing with a lot of inner chaos. Everyone's life seems to be upheavaled in some way, not more than one way. And so I was inspired to call on Saint Germain of the Violet Flame. And it's too much for me to explain who he is, but you can very easily look him up, look up Saint Germain, and you'll learn all about him later, not right now. And there are little pamphlets about him, and he is an ascended master. He lived on Earth, and he works with the color violet. Now, we are taught in the readings of Saint Germain that it's a violet flame. And here's what's happening. Just in time for this episode of Color and Angel Light Prism, what I started doing is quite amazing. There is a violet crystal, huge violet crystal, in a structure of it's a tubular structure. And I bring the person who's requesting healing with the help of the angels to this structured tubular form. And this is where your etheric body goes, inside this structured tubular form. I never saw this before until I started working with those of you who are asking for help for autoimmune. And you are inside that crystal. And as you are inside that crystal, it is moving in a circular motion. So we now have you in a spiral of violet light. And that resonates with the spiral of your DNA. And so the violet light, as you slowly turn inside the spiral of violet light, inside this violet crystal with Saint Germain standing by and all his angelic presences that stay with him, you are being healed on the highest level that I have never encountered before in the 25 years of doing this.
Wow.
And I believe that it was made available for us now on Earth at this time. And whoever you are, this is why I say we are all brothers and sisters here. It doesn't matter. And I don't know. We're communicating by phone, by email. It doesn't matter. Even if you're with me, it doesn't matter. Whatever country you live in, whatever color, shade of your skin, whatever religious, political persuasion you may follow, it doesn't matter. It has no meaning when you are in the higher realm, because there you are soul and part of the oneness. And so that's the amazing healing that's happening now, Pat, and it blows me away. It blows me away because people are healing from Lyme disease, from lupus, from cancer, from fibromyalgia. I have one woman with fibromyalgia, lupus, and a Lyme, and she is healing. And so this is pretty amazing.
Wow. Wow. And, you know, part of what we're doing today, Francine, too, is we're opening up the phone lines so that folks can call in to experience, you know, healing right here on the show as we're talking about this. And, you know, we now know so much about energy. We now know so much about, you know, what it takes now in the world for us to show up as divine beings. We're going to take a short break. For those of you out there, when we come back, we're going to talk about the work that Francine's doing with each of you that has signed up to work for her, and we're going to work with her, and we're going to tell you a little bit about what she's offering now as well. It's amazing. But if you'd like to call in today to the show, 1-800-930-2819. That's toll free. 1-800-930-2819. We're going to take a short break, everyone. We'll be right back.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit jenroyster.com for more information.
The 24th Annual WOW Conference, United We Change the World. Featured guests are Dr. Christine Page on Creative Dragon Energy. Dr. Susan Shumsky will show you how to awaken your third eye. And Mira Kelly will present a 2-day intensive workshop on Beyond Past Lives. This February 11th through the 15th. Go to thewowconference.org. That's the WOW conference.org.
A morning filled with dynamic, inspirational music, spirituality, and uplifting messages by T.J. Woodward. Come and connect with community conversations and awaken your senses. Awakened Living Sundays with T.J. Woodward. Join T.J. every Sunday in the San Francisco Bay Area Chapel at Fort Mason and live streaming online 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific Time. To learn more and access the live stream, visit www.awakenedlivingsf.org.
Awaken to your radiant, authentic self. For over 15 years, Soul Purpose Advocate Nancy Monson has been focused on leading change in the lives of those looking to live their true purpose. She is devoted to supporting people in living a soul-directed life every day. Let Nancy help you overcome fear, worry, and doubt. Visit everydayspirituality.com to learn how Nancy can be your Soul Purpose Advocate.
The Doctor is in. Tune in to the hit show, The Psychic Love Doctor, with host Deborah Lee. Deborah's life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. Join Deborah Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific, and for a special broadcast the second Thursday of every month at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's so great to have you all tuning us in, turning us on. Today, Francine Vale is joining us. We got a powerful lineup today, and it is really our Listener Appreciation Day. So for those of you out there, we would love to hear from you. This is where we make sure that we are planning opportunities, not just for you to be able to call into the show, but also to engage in ways that will help you live the best life you can. Pretty soon, you're going to be hearing from us about an in-studio idea we're putting on the table, and hopefully all of you will be involved. So those of you out there want to connect with Francine, 1-800-930-2819. Francine, before we get back here, you know, there's something that you started several months ago with our listeners. And they, you know, we're talking about them as email healings. And I want to just take a moment because we're talking about them in the context of today's show and talking about color and how color affects illness. Tell folks about what you've set up and what's happening with the listeners.
Well, what I try to bring through is a way for people to access the healing without it costing so much money. And so for $35 in my PayPal account, I hate talking about money so much. Honestly, we begin a healing dialogue by email. And so whoever you are, you write into me, forget my own thing, Francine Angel Healer @gmail.com. Very easy. Francine Angel Healer @gmail.com. And that's the same address for PayPal, Francine Angel Healer @gmail.com. And describe to me what your issue is as well as you can, giving me as much information as you can. And then I will respond to you. And we go back and forth every day, depending on the intensity of your issue. Normally, it is every day. Now, I don't want to give the wrong impression and have you think that one healing will heal lupus. That's not the way it works. It requires a dedication on your part and mine. Every single day, I will be transmitting healing to you. And in the beginning, for the first couple of weeks, with something like an autoimmune disease, I spend an hour a day transmitting healing to you. And then I am also writing you an email telling you exactly what I'm doing, what I see, and whatever information comes through to help you heal yourself. Because a great part of this is the part you play in taking care of yourself and moving forward. So this is a great dedication to healing, and we become sisters or sister and brother, holding hands and walking together on this path of healing. It is a wonderful relationship, and we truly have love for each other instantly. Instantly, we just begin to love each other, and that's the presence of angels. We're working together. So it may sound a little unusual to you, but I am reaching so many people this way. I'm working with close to 20 people every single week. Every single week. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
And yet it requires a lot of time to break through the barriers.
Right.
You know? And the more you reveal to me as we go along, your heart opens and you begin to trust me, the more you give me, the greater the insight that comes through. So it's wonderful. It really is. And a part of the healing, of course, is you finding even other ways to help you that may be closer to home. That's also part of it. It's not that I become your guru forever and ever, although we are connected forever and ever through this bond that we share. So it's very beautiful. It really is. It's a beautiful, and what's wonderful about the email healing, which I never really thought of or thought of doing it, but now that I'm doing it, I recognize it, is I save the email stream, try to stay in one stream. So if you get in touch with me months later or a year later, I don't have to worry about forgetting who you are.
Right.
With so many people. I just have so many people, also from my life here in New York, many, many recommendations. It's really hard for me to remember everything. So, especially if people have similar issues, I don't want to confuse you. So the email stream really, really helped. And it's a wonderful, wonderful gift that I'm offering with the angels by our side. And I encourage you to take advantage of it.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I absolutely want to talk with you about today, because for those of you out there, we have opened up the phone lines because what we like to do when Francine is on, there are many of you that call into the show, but the question is, are we knowing what to call into the show about? And here's what we've learned. We've learned that spirit guides things, right? So if you're thinking, I don't know if I should call in today, I don't know, what's going on, well, that's why we've got Francine here. Today's show, we're talking about angel light prism using color to balance distortion. And we're going to talk about that. Let's talk about distortion. And those of you out there, 1-800-930-2819, Benny will gladly greet you. Francine, what is distortion? Let's talk about distortion. Is it illness? Is it emotion? I know it wasn't Lady Gaga yesterday. For sure it was not. But what is distortion and how does it show up in our lives? Is it negative thoughts? Is it, focusing on things that are, less than what we imagine for our lives? What is it?
Okay, well, I know it's part of what I do, and it's a big question.
Yeah.
I'm going to approach it from the perspective of spirit. Okay, I don't have a dictionary in front of me, and I'm not looking up the definition of distortion. We all have an idea of what distortion is. It's something that's out of balance. When we look in a funhouse mirror, we can see ourselves distorted. So if you can imagine a cell being distorted, that cell is the very beginning of an illness, because every time we have a similar experience, it connects to that original distortion. And that's how we get further and further away from being valid. And so sometimes we could hurt ourselves when we're a kid. Like I don't like using other people as examples because I could be violating their privacy.
Right.
So just for my own, I have enough for my own examples. For instance, when I was a kid, I was a little bit of a tomboy, believe it or not. And I was running along the park. I lived in the Bronx, and there's a big park there. You may have heard of the Bronx Zoo. And outside the Bronx Zoo is a long, long sidewalk that's not broken up. It just runs alongside the park with chain link fence and benches. And me, being a little tomboy, I'm running, and as I come to each bench, I jump up on the bench. I run along the bench, and I jump down. I run to the next bench, jump up, and run across the bench and jump down. And this is going on, I don't know, for a long, long time. And at one point, there was a broken bench, and there was a protruding nail. And that nail went into my shin. But my leg was already, my little girl running and climbing leg was already in the motion of moving up. So the nail went in and tore up into my shin. So it's a terrible, terrible injury. And I had to ride my bicycle home with that. Now, I was about 8 years old. And it wasn't until years later, when I was about 25, that that's the exact point where I suffered tremendously with thrombophlebitis. So, and it affected my whole leg, not just that part. So the injury is there. Now, it could, and the body holds that memory. Now, in shamanic cultures, when a child is injured, they immediately clear it out. We don't do that. We put a Band-Aid, we stitch it up, and we put, in those days, Securochrome or something on it, and an ointment, and we think that it's healed and it's better, but it's not. There's an energy that's in there. A living energy is now in your body holding a distortion. So the trauma of it stays, and it could break out at any time. It could become a cancer. It could become anything. We live in such a polluted soup here that things that may never have come to be can now be exacerbated by the pollution that we live in. The air pollution and the food and whatever it is, water. And so those are distortions. They begin very microscopically, and they expand as our life expands. It's like when you hurt your toe, that's the toe you keep banging. That kind of syndrome. So that toe becomes more and more sore. So eventually, when you're wearing certain kind of shoes, you realize, gee, my toe hurts. I can't when I wear a shoe that's shaped a certain way. So the other foot, the toe doesn't hurt. So it's like that. That's a distortion. And so by the time it becomes visible to us, so that we go to the doctor or we realize we have something, it's really way out of whack. And you're living with it for quite some time. And not only that, aside from that, we could have distortions in our cellular memory from a past life. And that could be in our thinking, thoughts that we carry through, ways of being in the world, fears that we have. Usually distortions for past life are around fear. And so these are all distortions that we come here to correct. The soul, you should know, is always pure.
Oh, my gosh. Well, here's what we've got. We've got Beth waiting. We've got Holly waiting. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Francine is all yours, everybody. Let's take a short break, Mr. Benny. We'll be right back with the show.
Shine On Radio. Find Your Shine with Kelly is the show that celebrates what makes you, you. Join co-hosts Kelly Wadler and Dr. Pat Basili as they break down how to brilliantly fuel and move your body and love what makes you shine. Kelly is a professional arts and wellness coach dedicated to helping brilliant women find their confidence, energy, self-love, and shine. Tune in to Shine On Radio with Kelly and find your shine on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Transformation Talk Radio is dedicated to the education and awareness of Lyme disease.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Lyme Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Pat, joined here by
Dr. Nusheen Darvish.
Dr. Pat Basili and Dr. Nusheen Darvish will be bringing the most innovative, groundbreaking information, research, treatment innovations, and stories from those it affects every day.
I'm so excited to be talking about this.
We have so much to share.
Dr. Darvish and I are planning to do is connect the dots.
People suffering with all sorts of chronic diseases, it's time. It is time for them to transform.
Tune into Lyme Talk Radio and help keep our mission strong.
For the loyal listeners out there that have been listening to this incredible show on Lyme disease, we are not going to let you down. We're going to come through stronger and enrich the platform for Lyme disease awareness through Lyme Talk Radio. The message will continue, the conversations will become stronger, and the healing epic.
Has asthma or allergies got you singing the raspy blues? Allergy and Asthma Networks is the nation's premier nonprofit patient-centered network of doctors, caregivers, patients, and healthcare professionals who are dedicated to ending death and suffering due to asthma, allergies, and related conditions. Join President and CEO Tanya Winders each month on the Dr. Pat Show to learn more and visit allergyasthmanetwork.org today. Breathe better together with Allergy and Asthma Network.
Have you been seeing numbers like 111 and 222 everywhere you go? Do you feel that the universe may be trying to get your attention, perhaps offering a message of some sort? As it turns out, numerical patterns and certain types of geometry form the very fabric of our reality, from cells under a microscope to the astronomy of our night sky. At Stellar Reflections, we offer special sessions which tap into these patterns, designed specifically to support you on your journey. The 111 and 222 activations are sessions activating new patterns in your energy field, which in turn can help you create new patterns in your life. After just one session with a practitioner, either in person or via distance, clients report gaining greater clarity, becoming more intuitive, and honoring their inner truth as they move forward in their lives. Curious about what these transformational sessions might do for you? Call 425-999-9836 or visit stellarreflections.com. That's stellarreflections.com.
What are vibes? We often use this word, but did you know vibes can actually be useful and help solve our everyday challenges? Embark on an exciting learning journey with Caitlin Keat, 11-time Visionary Award winner, specialist in vibrational energy, and the creator of Vibes Up. Join Caitlin as she takes you through the world of vibrational therapy and energy healing, with natural solutions for a modern world. Visit vibesup.com to learn more today.
When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's great to have all of you tuning us in and turning us on. If you want to follow us, go ahead and check us out at thedrpatshow.com, Facebook, The Dr. Pat Show, Twitter, The Dr. Pat Show. And for Francine, you could check out Francine and the work that she's doing. And also, you know, we'll make sure that you have a way to get a copy of her book here. The best way to check out Francine and what she's up to is go to FrancineVale.com. You can go to FrancineVale.com, or you can go to AngelsAndLightBeings.com and check it out. So there's so many things and so many ways to connect. And throughout the show, we'll make sure that you have her email, because what she's doing to work with people individually is amazing. Today's show, as I said before, we're talking about color, we're talking about healing. Mr. Benny, who do we have on the phone?
Hey, we'll take Beth calling in from North Seattle. She's driving around up there. So, Beth, welcome to the show.
Hey, Beth, welcome. How can we help you?
Thank you so much. Hi, thank you so much. I was traveling and listening to your show, and I was guided to call in and just see what was going on for me.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, do you have a healing that you need in somewhere?
Well, I have a little tickling going on in my chest that's been going on for a couple of months, and I'm just trying to figure out what that is all about.
Okay,
Meet my friend Francine.
So, Beth, hi, Beth. Are you driving now?
Hi.
Are you driving? Are you driving in the car? Because you said you were traveling.
Yeah, I pulled over though.
Okay, all right, that's good. That's good.
Thanks,
that's important. That's important. All right, so you have a tickling in your chest, and are you coughing?
It's not a cough. It's just kind of like it just flutters in my chest every now and then. Sometimes when I lay down, it's not all the time. It just comes and goes, and it's not like a cough, like I've had a sore throat kind of a thing. It's just more right in the sternum area.
Right. So do you find that it happens after you exert yourself, or at any particular thing that's the same? Are you having certain kind of thoughts or things when that happens?
I haven't been able to dial that in yet, but it's not exertion, that's for sure.
Okay.
It's not exertion.
Yeah,
it's not exertion. Okay.
It is not.
Is there some emotional issue in your life that's like ongoing and troubling and upsetting to you?
Well, no, I'm doing some relationship work, but it's, there's been a lot of things that have been going on the last couple of years. I've had a lot of changes, but this has just been in the last couple of months that I've been noticing this.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's several different things that are coming into my mind. Let us go on the premise that it's a result of a few years of upheaval in your life and different things going on.
Okay.
Sometimes we're able to withstand everything that's happening and do what we have to do, and then when it's over, the adrenaline rush kind of calms down, and we calm down, and that's when we start to feel it. So it could be that the residue of that lingering emotional residue, and it could happen unconsciously. So this is for everybody. By the way, I always like to say this when we're working with one person. Thank you, Beth, for calling in. It's for everybody who's listening, because we all have similar types of problems, if not the same symptoms. We have similar types of issues where the stress is coming to its completion, and yet we now start to feel something. So let us do a healing, okay? And since we're talking today about the angel prism of color, how would you like to experience that? Are you ready for that?
Are you ready?
I'm sorry.
Are you ready?
Yes.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So then everyone listening, all of your listeners, we are all connected in this, and we pray for one another and for ourselves. We call on Saint Germain, and he is standing by, and his crystal structure, tubular crystal structure of violet light in this crystal, the entire crystal is radiating violet light, and you, in your etheric body, traveling on a beam of violet light, are being transported right into that crystal, right into the center of the crystal. And there you are in the center of the crystal. And you are in a spiral of violet light, and the tubular structure becomes a spiral, and this tubular spiral structure resonates with the spiral of your DNA and is going to be radiating and is radiating now right into your body. You can feel the warmth and coolness together of the violet light concentrating at the center of your chest, but also your entire body is immersed in this crystal. You are the violet light. You are the flame of violet light within this crystalline structure. Mm-hmm. You are violet light. And violet, the powerful color, it soothes all our emotions. It calms our thoughts. It brings down the heat generated by physical distortion. And thereby heals. And so now, in the center of your chest, where you've been feeling that fluttering, it looks to me like the petals of a rose that are open, all violet. And now, as you breathe, you're breathing in violet light. In this way, dear friend, and dearest Beth, this is how you know yourself in multi-dimensional form. It is very real. And so now it is time to leave Saint Germain crystal, violet crystal, and bring your etheric body back into your physical body. And infuse your physical body with crystalline, beautiful crystalline color of violet and all that it brings to heal you. But the feeling, the memory, and the vision of being inside the crystal with Saint Germain standing by is with you. And it is in your third eye, and it is a gift to you from Saint Germain and your angels, so that you can bring yourself there anytime you wish. If you have difficulty, please do not hesitate to send me an email, and I'll continue to work with you. And now you're feeling very calm, but you're also feeling enlivened, which is not a state we are used to, being enlivened and calm at the same time. But you are regenerated, renewed, feeling very bright, and also calm. Okay. Now you can
Thank you.
Come back to us. So, Beth, dear, how did you feel during that process?
I felt very calm, and this was breathing it all in. I did see the violet light, which I do when I close my eyes and meditate. I do see a lot of violet light. So I thought it was fitting that was the color that you worked with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, isn't that perfect? Isn't that a beautiful sign of the presence of angels? Mm. I mean, this blows me away every time that, it is just meant for you to be connecting with us today. Yeah. And so this is all very real. We are multidimensional beings. We don't realize it, but we are. And that's part of our greatness. And we need to step into our greatness and reclaim our power, especially as women in this patriarchal society. But we need to really reclaim our power, not in a way of putting it over others at all, but in a way to empower ourselves so we can be healthy and well and bring our wisdom into our daily life. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So,
well, thank you.
Well, now,
thank you for
see how you feel and see how you are. If that fluttering has gone, it may require a couple more sessions. So please do stay in touch.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Francine, give out the way people can connect with you directly, if you would, please.
Yes, Francine Angel Healer at gmail.com. And
Perfect.
if you are asking for healing, please deposit in PayPal $35, the same account, Francine Angel Healer at gmail.com.
Awesome.
And we will work together.
All right. We have time perhaps for Holly from Oklahoma. So let's bring Holly on.
Hello, Francine. Hello, Pat.
Hey, Holly.
Hello,
how are
Holly.
you? How can we help you today?
Well, I have an eye disease that's a single gene causation inherited disease called retinitis pigmentosa.
Mm-hmm.
I've studied epigenetics, and it seems to, according to most of the authorities, seems to fall out of the realm of being, it's 2% of the population has these single gene causations.
Mm-hmm.
And so it doesn't seem like that it's as easy to heal the DNA, or according to specific authors' beliefs. I was diagnosed at 19 because I quit driving at night. In 2007, I became legally blind. And I'm now legally blind and use a white cane, but I'm partially sighted, and I still am able with adaptive technologies to do my work as a depth astrologer. This eye disease is consistent with the archetypal structure of my chart, and so I wondered if you could lend me any insight into, in some ways I think I've been able to find the gift in it. It helped me become just more a spiritual seeker, and I have at first was very angry and upset and felt victimized, but I have a level of acceptance right now. But I just wondered what you're getting about this retinitis pigmentosa.
Okay, well, good, because we got about 5 minutes left in the show. So let's see what Francine might be able to do to help you here. But anyway, if she doesn't get to the whole thing, please go ahead and send her an email.
Yes.
Go ahead, Francine.
Please do. Yes. All right, so dear, let me ask you, the first question on my mind is, when you look at your chart, do you see any signature that says you might be able to overcome this? Have you looked to that?
Well, I'm not able to see that in the chart. I can see the problem, but I do have Jupiter in the 12th house, which can be. And right now, I have Saturn squaring Chiron, and I'm right now in a period that many things have the possibility to transform and heal.
Okay,
it's very right now.
Okay. So there you go. So there is an opening.
Yes.
There's an opening. Okay, that's very exciting to me, and I have vibrations in my body. So there's a way that we can clear the ancestral memory from your cellular structure. It is shamanic in methodology, but we can clear it from your structure. By the way, this is important to know. We do not have to be imprisoned by our ancestors' ailments and illnesses the way we think. They can be cleared out. It's hard. It's not an easy thing to do because there are many layers, and also because we've been indoctrinated that if it's in our genes and the father and mother had it, the first thing when you go to the doctor is to take your whole history of your family. So we're indoctrinated into that thought process. So we believe it, and our beliefs become reality. So it's very important to understand that we can clear these ancestral illnesses and diseases out. Now, how far can we clear it out? Once it's become manifested, can we clear it out? I honestly don't know the answer to that. We can try.
Yeah.
And what the heck, you know, we're living in a time of breakthrough, so who knows what we can do? You know, I like to keep keep an open mind. We can make an effort at it. And I had a past life as being blind. And in that life, I was a scholar, and I accomplished much through my scholarly efforts. So, and you have Chiron there. So, I mean, I think that is very possible when you lose your vision to still become very productive and have a very worthy life with a legacy left for other people. So while nobody wants to lose their vision, it certainly is nothing anybody wants to do or have happen to them. It is entirely possible to have a very worthy life, which you are doing. You are doing that. And that might be your test. That might be how much do you believe in this particular, you know, a subject that you're speaking about and teaching. How much do you really believe it? Can you still do it and bring it through for others in spite of infirmities? And, you know, so that could be part of it. But I think that we have to look into the idea that it's possible to heal. And your chart is giving me, your chart is making me feel that it's something worthwhile trying.
Yeah.
So what I would like to suggest, Holly, is that you get a hold of Francine and send her an email and work with her on this, you know, because healing comes in many, many levels and many, many layers. And, you know, sometimes what happens is we're not even quite sure of what is in the way energetically that needs to be clear. And I would suggest that you send her an email and schedule time with Francine. Because it's probably going to take more than we have on the show. So, Holly, why don't you go ahead and do that? Francine, what is the best? Again, please give out your email.
The healing email. I didn't hear everything you said. The healing email address is francineangelhealer@gmail.com.
Perfect.
And that's the same for PayPal for $35. I like to make myself available to everyone. And you will receive at least an hour of my time for the first 2 weeks, so that we begin. Once we see that we are making progress, sometimes, you know, depends on what the issue is. Just so happens people are getting in touch with me with very difficult cases like this. Now, it's possible with everyone who's listening, my dear brothers and sisters, we may not be able to repair vision so that it's 20/20, but we may be able to lift the veil to a certain extent, so that shadow can become more defined, different things like that. Color becomes more visible. You know, you just don't know how far it can go. And I like to feel that we are only limited by the limitations that we place on ourselves. And we need to have an open mind, especially now at this time where we're moving into a new cycle, and we can create the world that we want as long as we hold the vision for it. And so I encourage everybody, hold a vision for that world of love that you desire for yourself in your own life and in the world. And together, with our each individual vision, we can bring about that world of love that we all want and desire. And it begins inside each of us. So let's hold that vision collectively of world of love, each one in your own way. And we can accomplish that together. And that's why I'm here. And I believe this with all my heart. And I've remembered many past lives where I did this work, and you can accomplish such great miracles with your consciousness.
Wow. Francine,
Call
thank you so much.
Yes, I just want to say call on your angels. Don't forget to call on your angels. And, so be blessed, everyone. Be blessed, my dear friends.
Awesome. We're going to take a short break, everyone. FrancineVale.com, angelsandlightbeings.com. Take a short break, and we'll let you know lots more about how you can connect with Francine. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Preceding audio was via a Skype call.